Welcome back to the daily discussion. I have some good news, some really good news, and some great news. So the good news is that the exercises I stopped doing a couple weeks ago and discussed with my physical therapist Albert, they did, by stopping them, did calm down those issues I was feeling. So when I saw him yesterday, we kind of went through some a reassessment and kind of he identified some things that are one or two areas that he thought might be the cause, and so we mobilized those things, and he changed up my workout program or my exercise program to address those throughout the week. Now, the really good news is that even though I felt great after he left, later in the day, much later in the day, a delayed onset pain, or not some pain, but some discomfort and some of the sensations that came back later in the afternoon yesterday, and then again this morning. Now, that's good news, or really good news, not because it was uncomfortable, but because the fact that it made it uncomfortable later on means that we hit the target. So we correctly identified, he correctly identified what the issue was at this point, and by doing what we did, it proved that that is something that we can work on now going forward. Now, the great news is that even though this weekend we're going to kind of probably avoid trying to aggravate it, since I have the workout program, I'm going to be working towards those things anyway the next week and a half. But this weekend we're going to hold off because of Spartan. But the following weekend, if things are still kind of bothering me, we have a perfect idea or knowledge of what we need to work on. So I'm very excited about that. That's going to give me a lot of ability to continue growing. And now, I guess I should say, additional great news is that this only works because I'm working with the team. Now, if I was continuously going at this alone, like I used to try to do, I would be nowhere close to what I am now, because he doesn't know what I feel, and I don't know what he knows. The combination of us working together, me giving him feedback about what I'm feeling internally and kind of where it is and where things are going, and then he can use his knowledge and skills to assess that, and we can then work together to mess with things. That's why it works so well. Now, here's the beautiful part about that, is that this can work the same in basically any aspect of your life. So it's working for the physical aspect for me, but it goes the same way for if you get a coach for anything, mental skills, physical skills, career, spirituality, whatever, emotional, all that stuff. Like, if you get somebody who's more knowledgeable in those areas, and they don't even have to be the most knowledgeable, they just have to know more than you, and they can help guide you to get to a certain level. Now, if that means you outgrow them, that means you outgrow them. If they're really worth their weight, they're not going to be bothered by that because they are trying to get people to certain levels. My job would be to get you to outgrow me. If you never outgrow me, that means either I'm not growing or you're no longer growing. So think about that. And let me know if that resonates with you at all.